You generated a Suno song you like, but something feels off. When this happens, most people just start changing the style prompt or tweaking the weirdness and influence sliders. But we might be focusing on the wrong things. Problems can sometimes start much earlier, in the lyrics. Whether you write your lyrics on scrap paper, in a notebook, or in a doc, all lyrics are formatted in some way. For most songwriters, this is normally pretty loose. When we start jamming, we sort of figure out what will end up being the verse or the chorus. But in Suno, the lyric box does double duty. It contains your lyrics, but it also can be used to guide the actual song structure itself. The reason we normally don't just paste blocks of unformatted words into the lyrics box is because Suno is a neural audio engine. It uses brackets and descriptor words to allow itself to be guided. And if you don't use Suno's format, it'll just put the tags in there for you. See, the song that Suno generates can be guided as much by the lyrics as by your style prompt. Remember, in Suno, you're guiding an audio engine, not chatting with a large language model. Descriptors can steer a vocal delivery and even steer the entire musical structure. But for now, let's just use a simple example. Instead of calling a section of a lyric just verse, let's stack other descriptions alongside the verse within brackets to give it more expression. For instance, if you used verse, whispered, intimate, velvety, you're gonna get a different result. Read your lyrics and let them tell you how the passage should feel. By defining the verse, you're changing the model's output, and you can get surprising results you may have never thought of. But be warned, you can overdo descriptors. If you have a contradiction in your description, or you give it some long narrative, Suno's probably just going to ignore it. Take this example. Instead of insanely epic heavy hair metal guitar solo, better is probably solo, guitar, epic, high energy. Suno needs a stable context to clearly delineate between different elements. Use bars to delineate descriptions, and commas if you want to compound them. I also try to limit myself to 3 descriptors at most in any one section. If you get stuck on ideas for descriptors, grab my free 2026 Suno Prompting Guide PDF down below. Did I mention it's free? Alright, let's be real. Since we know that lyrical formatting can change how a song is generated, doesn't it make sense to know a little bit more about how a good song structure is created? Let me ask you, how would you go about creating a hit song structure if you've never written a hit song before? Don't think you can? Of course you can. How? You steal them. Seriously, but let's get one thing very clear. You're not stealing lyrics or melodies. You're stealing what lies beneath the song, the underlying architecture. Here's a fun songwriting experiment if you're just starting out. Grab an audio file of a song you like and open it on a timeline in your DAW of choice. Then follow along with the song and drop a marker when the song changes and label what it did. After that, count the bars in between them. Remember to take notes on how the song developed. Where was the tension? Where was the release? Also, take note of other things. How long was the intro? When did the verse come in? When did the chorus come in? Was there a bridge that connected 2 different sections? Does the chorus repeat? Where was the solo? Where was the drop? How did it end? A fade out? Or a crescendo? When I was a teenager, this is how I started out. I got a notebook and listened to my favorite songs and charted out their structures. I looked for patterns and I studied them. It didn't take long before I was listening for structures in every song I heard. It changed the way I even listened to music. Doing things this way, you can learn from the best. It's all laid out for us in the structure, used by so many greats, and there's so much to learn. Take a look at this structure, from a heavenly band from the early 90s. No lyrics, just the structure. This is roughly how a neural engine sees this famous song. And it's not far off from how I listen to music as well. Song structure is everything. For a songwriter, mastering structure matters far more than raw musical skill. and it applies across every single musical genre. But nothing is perfect, because even with the perfect blueprint, you can still be running into a brick wall if the lyrics themselves are holding you back. Here is the reason using an LLM to write song lyrics without editing them is a bad idea. Every LLM platform suffers from a big problem, and I don't see any fixes in the near future. Large language models lean heavily into predictable rhyme schemes, generic imagery, and emotional cliches. They optimize language for what's statistically likely instead of what's interesting. If you're a seasoned lyricist, you're probably well beyond using an LLM for writing your lyrics. But if you're just starting out, maybe I can show you 3 tricks that can help edit lyrics in general. Rule 1, less is more. Take this LLM verse. The rain is tapping on my window pane when I'm whispering your name in the rain. The clock is ticking on the empty wall. I'm waiting for your shadow in the hall. You see the problem? Perfect rhymes, 10-syllable lengths, and the horrible cliches. But what if we just removed some words and shifted some things around to get a window, a whisper, name in a storm, time moves onward, light hiding it all. You see what happened? Notice the subtractions and the irregular line lengths. The internal rhyme of onward and all, dropping the shadow cliche and using light hiding instead. It's the same idea, just expressed differently. Oh, and be sure to have a rhyming dictionary and thesaurus handy if you're going to go down this route. You're definitely going to need them. An LLM will almost never do this for you, but deliberate use of short passages with repeating words gives great results. Notice all the repetition in this lyric.
You remember. I think you need to know.
This can make Suno shake things up. Human singers do this all the time.
I think you need to know. There is still time if you need it. Just ask if you need it.
It's so much easier and way cooler to sometimes just repeat lines and let Suno run with it. It's a win-win. You get more mileage out of your words, and probably a better result as well. There's another way to coax a better output. Don't let Suno complete the lyrical line in a normal way. For instance, look at this. Notice how certainly until trails off, and then the brackets tell Suno that there's a break. One lyrical line broken up into 3 different sections using 3 bracket tags. If the lyric had just been the line certainty until we are lost in imagery, the model would not have been forced to work with the breaking up of the line, and the outcome would have been very different. I like to force the engine to stumble. Let it figure out how to fit oddly written lyrics into a song. Also, did you notice how I did not use the chorus tag? Instead, I sometimes use interlude or hook. Chorus is a very strong Suno tag, and sometimes it can create over-the-top soaring sections when all you really wanted was something mellow. So break the bar. You may find some unique phrasing. I enjoy guiding Suno far more than just pulling a handle like a slot machine. I use lyrical formatting like a steering wheel to drive Suno's vocal delivery. And yes, the rabbit hole goes even deeper. But for now, if you want more hints, grab the 2026 Suno prompting guide linked below. It's completely free. Keep making music.